So this week is very exciting for us. We actually have some surprise visitors flying in. My mom and dad are coming. The girls have no idea. They're surprising them. It's gonna be so much fun. They're gonna spend the week here with us in Italy. We're gonna show them around, and I'm really excited to see what their opinions are on our life choices, on us moving here to Italy and renovating this 200-year-old stone cabin.
4 months ago, we packed up our remaining possessions and left behind all of the familiar things that come with living in the country you were born in. We left the United States to build a new life in the foothills of the Italian Alps, renovating this historic property with our 2 daughters. It was not easy leaving behind our family and friends, and that is what makes this week so special. The girls have no idea, but soon they are going to have the most incredible surprise.
So we are gonna have to dig out this whole side of the mountain right here for some of the construction. And I don't know if you can see this, but it's like filled with all of this small, broken up slate.
And they're super fun to play with.
And it's actually really fun to play with. It's like a cool sensory experience.
It's not pokey at all.
Yeah, it's weird. But we're gonna get creative and we're gonna scoop it all up and start cleaning it, because I think I want to mix it into our lime mortar. Throughout the house on all of the exposed stone walls, we need to have some pointing redone, some lime mortar put in between the stones to seal everything off. But lime mortar in and of itself needs an aggregate. So normally you put small stones or whatever, but I really want it to match the house. So this is the same stone that the house was built out of. It's just been kind of degraded by years and weather and ice and rain. All that jazz. So we're gonna scoop it up and then we're gonna clean it off, because there's also gonna be a lot of dirt and debris.
Maybe
bugs and mud.
But will we have any more slate over here to play with?
Yeah, we'll have plenty to play with. They want to build a whole playground full of it. And then we'll clean it off so it doesn't have any of the dirt in it, because the dirt will color the mortar brown. So lime naturally is white. So we're gonna have it colored more the color of the stone using this, but we don't want any dirt in it.
Daddy, I thought lime was green.
It is, but not this kind of lime. We're gonna call this our test run. We're just gonna do a small batch of mortar to make sure that we like how the mortar is colored and that it matches the stones well. And then we'll start doing it in batch.
Looking cool, girl. So because we have a pretty full week ahead of us, we didn't want to get into too big of a project here on the property because of all the exciting things we have coming. So today we've decided that we are going to build a swing set for the girls.
All right, kids. Just like with the seesaw, you have to be in charge of this project too, okay?
Okay. Is it because it doesn't work, it's our fault?
Yep. Why is it January in the mountains? And it's, is it February?
February.
It's okay, it's February in the mountains. Whoa. And it's so hot.
The weather really is bittersweet. I can't believe that just last week we were covered in snow, and once again here we are. I'm in a sweater, but everybody else is in t-shirts out here. I mean, it's crazy. It is so warm, it's beautiful, and it's lovely to work out here, but I miss the snow.
We kind of moved up to the mountains a little bit to get away from the heat, and it hasn't worked. I'd be curious to hear in the comments below if this is the new normal, or do you think it's just a fluke? Because I wish we had a little bit colder weather right now. Okay, well, since last week the seesaw went so well, we thought we would take a few hours today and smash out a swing set. And then in theory, the playground is finished, but if anyone has any ideas for playset ideas that we should add, because it's a large area. This is our top rail that we're gonna hook the swings into. Gotta figure out the spacing. Should we have them? Should we measure them?
No. Google it. So when the newbies were here and we were working on the monkey bars, Brady decided it would be a good idea just to have Chloe, go through the motions of the monkey bars and see how long they should be, how far apart they should be. And I said, you should Google it. And he didn't listen to me. They're not the right size. So now we have to go back and redo it. So this time we're Googling it.
Every blog is in inches. I don't have time for this imperial nonsense. What is 16 inches in centimeters? 40 centimeters. That seems really small. That's too small for a swing, right? See? Google doesn't work.
That
You
seems
measure.
too small.
I'd go 50.
We want to be able to use it too.
Of course. I would space them out 50. And then, what about there? Like my pencil.
So I don't know if any of you parents or grandparents out there can relate to this, but I have a really hard time when I have a surprise for the girls. I love surprises so much, and I just want to like let them know that something incredible is coming, but I also don't want to let the cat out of the bag, if you will. So it's really always hard to not let them in on knowing that there's something coming, but I get so excited that I just can't wait to see their reaction.
All right, so now that we've drilled in the hole, we have to go through each of the 4 holes and slot this through. What do you think this is for, Chloe?
I don't know.
You don't know? So this is the top of the swing, and this is where the swing's gonna clip into, and you're gonna swing on this thing. Is that a cool idea?
That seems very tiny for a swing.
Just wait and see.
We need more chain.
There'll be more
A
chain.
tiny mouse can fit on that
Yep.
swing.
But the problem that I just noticed is you see how this barely sticks out? We need enough room for a nut and bolt. Well, the pole gets bigger as it goes. So we're gonna have to use a chainsaw to cut in here a little bit to be able to put a nut.
Oh no! Chainsaw.
Okay, go get your bucket. Thank you.
Daddy needs some bolts.
Yeah. So do you know which ones are which? So the big flat saucers are called nuts, or sorry, washers,
I know.
and these are called bolts,
I
or
know.
nuts.
What?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I know.
Take one of these things and we put it underneath. Oh my goodness, it's heavy.
You put it in. And Alexa holds it.
Oh, it barely fits.
And you say it
Yeah.
very hard.
And then you put one washer and one,
Bolt.
or is it called a nut?
Bolt nut.
I'm a nut.
It's called a bolt nut.
Okay. Found a hammer.
Nature's hammer. Go, Rocky! And Daddy. That's Walk's name.
So first you do the washer, and then screw that guy in. And then I'll go get a tool to tighten it up. Good job. And then can you screw this in for me?
Oh, yes, Daddy, I can do it.
Good job.
This way or that way?
Is this to like
Just like that, yep.
change the size of the swing to like make it high and low?
No, this is just to hold the swing in place. The swing's in place.
Ooh, look at my finger's top hat. It's a top hat. Oh, hello, Your Majesty.
They say don't feed goats or they won't ever leave. So
What
thank
did you do, Brady?
I didn't do it. John Newby did
John, come get your goat.
it. John, come get your goat. Because now this goat won't leave us alone. And he smells terrible. He smells so bad. Yeah.
We should call him John.
Kind of looks a little like John.
I'm going to call him Mr. Mustache.
Mr. Mustache, okay.
Hi, Mr. Mustache. Good morning.
Is anyone missing a goat? We could adopt him, but Chloe would have to give him a bath.
What?
He smells terrible.
No,
Just let him eat the grass.
I'm speaking to him. I said, please leave. Look, he left.
Looks like he's listening to you, Chloe.
Well, maybe I'm telling him to eat the grass over there. It's fun. Stop.
Going all the way. Just when it starts to sink into the wood, then you let go. Don't let go. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Does it look like a swing set?
It looks like an A.
It looks awesome.
Oh, it's taller than I thought it'd be.
Oh, yeah, that's really good. That looks
No,
great.
that'll be plenty tall.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Cool.
Yay! It looks like an A.
Should we make the other one a C for Chloe?
I think that would be too difficult.
Stopped at our local dump and found some tires for the kids. We're gonna put these underneath the seesaw. Hopefully it doesn't roll down the hill. Stop! No!
Oh.
Okay.
Yay, the fence worked!
Fence, good fence. Very good.
Cool.
Searching for the right way to keep my head above the clouds, to keep myself from looking down. It's harder than you think to live our days in happiness and worry about what happens next. It's harder than you think to.
Careful. Still with me. It's not supposed to do that.
Please be careful. Oh my goodness.
So we named the goat that keeps coming by, which is actually coming straight for us now.
Uh-oh. There he is. What's his name, Alexa?
His name, I'm trying not to laugh, John Archibald Mustache the Third. I picked Mustache. What did you pick? I picked Archibald the Third.
And I, of course, named him John after, John Newby. Oh, there he is. Mr. Mustache, John Archibald Mustache the Third.
Chloe's still confused how she's gonna be able to swing.
I know it's confused. I know exactly how I want to swing.
Well, it's a bit strange looking right now.
No, it's not. That's just how Daddy climbs up.
Okay,
That's how Daddy climbs up.
I get the honors.
Okay. Hey, it holds you.
I think that's the perfect height.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Even for you.
It's a very safe swing. You can't swing too high.
Daddy's going to take this down. He's just using that so he can climb up to the top.
So he's
That
going
was-
to take the braces down.
Yeah.
I definitely do not take for granted the fact that I have such an incredibly handsome and wonderful husband who builds all of these incredible things for the girls. We are very lucky to have him, and we are so thankful. All right, girls, what do you think?
I love it.
Yay! You got on, Chloe? Woohoo!
Push ya?
Now I can do it. This is wonderful.
I think these may be the two luckiest girls in the entire world.
It was finally time to head to the airport to pick up our very special guest for the week. We were so excited to surprise the girls, and while Alexa said she could tell something fishy was going on, they were both completely shocked to see Mimi and Papa here in Italy.
So excited.
We're trying to keep it a secret.
Are you surprised?
We could not wait to get them back to our property and show them around.
Okay, so today we have my parents here with us on the property. This is Brian and Doris, and also known as Mimi and Papa. That's their most well-known titles. And today we're going to show them around the property, and I want to know, like what you really think. So my first question, when we told you originally we're gonna buy this 200-year-old stone building in Italy, like honestly, what was your first thought? Like, did you think we were crazy? Yes. Of course we were, right? Yes. So we'll show you around the property today.
To see what you think after seeing it.
Yeah, and we'll show you everything.
Well, just seeing that
the view
makes me understand a little bit more.
So this is obviously my favorite room in the house with the fireplace. When you can see it with the lights on, you can see that it's not going to be
our makeshift lights.
Yeah, our makeshift lights. You can see that it's not gonna be completely like a dungeon. And ideally we're gonna have a bigger window in here so it'll bring a lot more light in, and then the walls will be white. So except for
The walls will be white.
except for the fireplace, which I think we'll probably still do white around the fireplace, and then
We'll
have
likely
that as the
leave this
accent.
exposed as well.
And
here.
that wall will be exposed, but
Will
then
the
it'll be
floors
white.
stay like this, or?
I think in this room, in the foyer, and in here, we'll leave the stone, and we'll probably have to fill in like the cracks and things.
It's pretty tightly done currently, but we'll kind of fill
Some
in
sort of
everything
like an
in the,
epoxy or something like that
Some-
will set so
something,
it'll
yeah.
have at least some sort of a flat feel.
Yes.
You can walk with
It'll
your
be
feet
easier to
and-
clean and things
Right,
like that, because
right.
that's obviously with kids, we need to be
That'd
able
be
to
cool.
clean the floors.
I mean, is this
Right.
for a purpose or just to let light in?
That's exactly what it is. So they would only make small windows because glass was obviously
Right.
hard to make, and then they would flare the windows in to allow more light
So
to
I mean,
come
that's
in.
almost like the kind of width that you might need. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
like,
We'll probably
and it makes sense because it would be kind of less work than going, even bigger.
I think
unless you
what
want
we'll
it
probably
bigger, I
do is because in the end the window has to be about
Right,
this
about
opening.
that side. Right.
And then we'll probably do some of the flaring out as well.
Are these sort of the same size as the other ones, or are they all slightly different?
It's all in negotiation.
Well, right now we're thinking the window in this room will be the biggest, and then
Okay.
we'll show you the kitchen and the dining room, and those will probably be a bit smaller because this wall is the largest wall. So this will be the biggest window of the house will be in this room.
And what will this
Hypothetically.
room be?
This will be the living room. Okay, so this is going to be our kitchen. Now, this wall hypothetically will be opened up to probably about here,
little
so it'll go into the living area and the stairs. We'll have like over here like a breakfast, seating area over here. I think ideally we'll have the sink in the island, right? Is that what you're thinking, Brady?
Yeah. We'll cut down flush, and then at floor level we have to build out 20 centimeters of concrete, and we'll drill in some small wrought iron to support to pin it into the existing walls.
Hello.
Give me your thoughts on the amount of work we have ahead of us.
It would be overwhelming to me. But I see your vision. It's cool.
I'm glad it's you.
Well, and then you guys
But I'll
can
be glad to
enjoy
come,
it.
maybe twice a year and see your progress and see how you're doing and
Deal.
hang on.
We'll
hang
take
on-
that deal.
Yeah, hang out with your kids. Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely a lot of work.
Yeah,
It's a lot of work.
but it's worthwhile.
We're
I
proud
think
of
it's
you
cool.
guys.
Yeah, I
We
like
think
it.
it's I don't know, just a really adventurous thing to do that we aren't brave enough to do, but we admire you guys for that.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'd rather have you closer to
I
home,
know,
but that's hard. But if we can come a couple times a year and you can come home,
Yeah.
then
And after last night's dinner with your friends, here, your local friends, we see how much they care for you guys and you care for them. So we feel like you have a, kind of a satellite family
We do,
here
yeah.
that's watching over you like
Yeah.
we would. So that's
Yeah.
nice to see that. It was really nice to meet them. They're
Yeah.
very nice. So that was good.
Okay, so this is, I think, will be the best terrace for the girls to play on because it's already so flat. I mean, I know it looks a bit not flat. There's still a bit of leveling out we need to do, but it's really long, really wide, and
Super comfy.
you can
It's
set up
super
a soccer
comfy.
field right
yeah,
there.
we could.
means we built the bridge to these two rocks.
Fun.
And I can demonstrate how you walk.
Yeah, show us how you do it. Oh, wow. It's like a little flagpole you got there.
I think I might need to
Create your own flag for your family.
Can we switch it this way so that you can get through a little bit better?
Did you stack up all those stones?
Yeah, I stuck them
Oh,
up.
good
I
job.
ruined it.
Yeah. Mama. And then you can get to the other stone. Might be a bit difficult getting back there.
That's so creative, girls. I love it.
This. Supposed to add. Voila!
We could have put my parents to work on the property, but decided instead to hop on a train. This was my mom and dad's first time traveling in Europe, so we wanted to show them one of our favorite and one of the most iconic cities in all of Europe. So we made our way to Venice.
So we are spending the next couple days exploring Venice with my parents. We thought we have to bring them to our favorite city in Italy, one of our favorite cities in the whole world. So today we have hopped on a water taxi and we are heading to the Rialto Bridge. So it is a bit cold. It's not necessarily the most ideal time to visit Venice as we're freezing a bit, but it's also very quiet here, so it's not really overcrowded. And sorry, Chloe, I just bonked Chloe in the head. So it's not very overcrowded here. It's basically empty, and we're getting to enjoy the city all to ourselves. And even though it's a little cold, it's completely worth it. I highly recommend visiting really touristy destinations in the off season because you get to experience it in a really new and exciting way.
So this is our third time in Venice, and it's just as magical as the first time, but we're actually coming back in May. We're gonna do a group trip. So several of you guys are joining us on that trip. So while we're here showing Brian and Doris around, we're kind of secretly scouting out the best locations for that group trip, which we do have a couple available spots. We're gonna close down registrations next week. So if you're interested in joining, feel free to jump on board. Do you remember this place?
So last time Alexa was here in Venice, she was about 15 months old and she was just toddling around like the cutest little baby, and now we're back. She's 9 years old. We've got my parents here.
I do not like being called cute.
It's a special trip. So all of life has to be accomplished by boat here. So they take out the trash by the boat, they bring in the groceries by the boat. It's pretty incredible to think about how it would actually be to live here. As a tourist coming in, obviously it's an incredibly beautiful city, but I bet it's probably pretty challenging to actually live here full time. So one of our favorite things that we have ever done here in Venice is to rent a private taxi and go to the island of Murano.
You feel pretty posh
doing it. Brady feels like James Bond around a boat like this. That's really why he likes to do it. But it's really a magical experience. So we had to bring my mom and dad out on here and do this, and the girls, obviously. Alexa's here when she was a baby, so she doesn't even remember. So we're trying to make the experience as good as we possibly can.
So of course, Venice is a collection of islands. So we're taking this boat to Murano, which is about a 20-minute boat ride in the open sea to get to, which is famous for glass blowing.
There are multiple places on the island to see the art of glass blowing in action, so we were lucky enough to get to experience this up close. It was truly amazing to see how this glass art is made, and it really made us appreciate all of the glass we had seen around town.
What an art.
Wow. 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 Oh my God. That's crazy.
We really enjoyed our time in Murano, but it was time to head back on the boat. The best thing to do in Venice is to ride on any form of boat around the islands, or just walk and wander the small streets for hours. That is basically how we spent the rest of our time in Venice.
So the first time that we came here to Venice when Alexa was like a year and a half, we stayed in an Airbnb right over there, and it was really one of our favorite Airbnbs of all time. It was gorgeous.
Ever. It was beautiful.
And Alexa was so little and she was just learning to walk, but she would not let us carry her over all of the bridges. So it would take us forever to get anywhere because she would just toddle up the stairs. It was so sweet. Oh, it was so sweet.
How do you like us talking cute about you?
She hates it.
We did manage to do the most touristy thing you could possibly do in the city. But the truth is, some things that are popular for a reason, and riding on a gondola is one of the most peaceful and interesting experiences that we have ever had in all of our travels. It is so special to see the city from this angle and see places that you can only experience when you are on the canals. To have my parents here enjoying this experience with us is something that I will cherish forever, and words really cannot describe how special this trip has been for me. Unfortunately, our time together was coming to an end, and it was time for us to head back to the stone house.
Thank you guys so much for coming and for spending the week with us. Like, it's really has been so special to have you here. So now that you've traveled a bit of Italy, you've seen our property, like, what are your impressions, I guess, of our property, of Venice, of all of it, you know?
To do this.
Our decision to come here and live here, I guess.
Well, it's beautiful here, no doubt. And I understand more why you want to be here. It's hard for us because, you know, we're your parents, and I'm gonna cry.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
Don't put this.
I cry all the time.
We miss you and them. You know,
we do too.
It's hard.
Not Brady quite as much.
Nah, we'll leave him behind.
But I understand more after coming, and we're glad we came. I mean, after going to Venice and seeing Bergamo and seeing the buildings and I see the vision that you have for this house. And like Dad said, you know, seeing that you have family here. It's not blood, but people that really care about you. That helps.
I don't know. I mean, I still think you're crazy.
We are.
I still think we're crazy.
But in terms of just, you know, the growth that you guys can experience from being in this environment with who you are and what you're trying to do with the kids and you know, stepping out and doing something different.
Well, again, I'm so thankful that you guys came, and you know, we've talked before about like the sacrifice it has been for us to live here, because it appears like, oh, we're living this, you know, fantastic life here in Italy, but it doesn't come without a cost, and that cost is not being able to spend the time that we want, you know, with you guys and the rest of our family and friends, and that is really hard. So it just means so much that you have come here and have spent this time with us, and we're ready to plan your next trip back.
Yes.
We're definitely come back, and we hope you come back lots more.
Rome is in the future, I think.
Yeah, we need to take
Rome
you to
is
Rome.
in the future. Yeah.
Give me a time.
If you are interested in traveling Venice with us, make sure you check out our website at raisingvoyagers.com for more information. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.